Now let's discuss about multiplication of functions. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to multiply functions correctly. But before that, let us have a short review on multiplication of polynomials. First, multiply the coefficient with another coefficient and the variable with a variable. Then, add the exponents when multiplying like bases. Okay, here is the definition of multiplication of functions. Given two functions f and g, the product of two functions f times g is defined by the equation f times g of x equals f of x times g of x. And these are the steps in multiplying functions. First, write the equation based on the given functions. Second, substitute the given values of the functions to the equation. Third, multiply the given functions horizontally or vertically by applying the laws of exponents. And simplify the values to get the final answer. Let us have example number 1. Given f of x equals 2x and g of x equals x minus 1. Find f times g. So for the solution, let's follow the steps. So first, let's write the equation f times g of x equals f of x times g of x. Then, substitute the given function or substitute the values of the function to the equation. So we now have f times g of x equals 2x for f of x and x minus 1 for g of x. So we have 2x times x minus 1. Next, to multiply this one, we will simply distribute 2x, and negative 1. That is according to distributive property. So let's multiply 2x and x. So 2x times x is equal to 2x squared. So we simply add the exponents of the variable x. So this is understood that our exponent here is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, 2, and we have here a coefficient of 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, and then adding the exponents of our variable, we have 2x squared. Okay, next, for 2x times negative 1, that would give us negative 2x. And this is our final answer. Example number 2, we have given f of x equals 2y and g of x equals 3x plus 2z. So let us find f times g. So to solve this one, let's write first the equation. So f times g of x equals f of x times g of x. And then let's substitute the values of the function to the equation. So we have now f times g of x equals 2y times 3x plus 2z. To multiply this one, so the same with example number 1, we will apply the distributive property. So wherein we are going to distribute 2y to 3x and to z. Okay, and then let's multiply. So 2y times 3x. Okay, so we multiply first the coefficient, which is 2 and 3. So 2 times 3, that would give us 6. And then we will simply copy x and y because we cannot multiply this, no? We have different bases, okay? So all we have to do is to bring down x and y, okay? So we have 6xy. And then to multiply 2y and 2z, so we have 2 times 2 is 4, and then copy y and z. Okay, so if you notice, we rearrange the variables according to alphabetical order. So the final answer is 6xy plus 4yz. Now let us have example number 3. Given g of x equals x squared minus 1 and h of x equals x plus 1. Find g times h. So the same for the solution. Let's write first the equation. So we have g times h of x equals g of x times h of x. And then substitute the values of the function to the equation. So we have x squared minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, as you can see, we are dealing here with binomials. So when we say binomials, we have two terms, no? We have two terms. So for this one, we will apply the FOIL method. So what is FOIL method? Uh, we have here F for first, that means the first term. So our first term here is x squared and x. And then let's have O for outside. So that means outside term. So outside terms here we have x squared and positive 1. And then next is I for inside, which means inside term. So inside terms here we have negative 1 and x. And for L, it stands for last, that means last term. So our last term here is negative 1 and positive 1. So that is FOIL method. So let's multiply first. No, we have the first term. So let's multiply x squared and x. So x squared times x, that would give us x cubed. So we simply add the exponents. As we all know, we have here um, 1, no, as our exponent. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. That is why we have here x cubed. Next, let's multiply the outside term. So the outside terms are x squared and positive 1. So x squared times positive 1 is equal to positive x squared. Okay, so we have here positive x squared. Next, let's multiply the inside term. So the inside terms are negative 1 and x. So negative 1 times x, that would give us negative x. And finally, let's multiply the last term. So last terms are negative 1 and positive 1. So negative 1 times positive 1, that would give us negative 1. So our final answer is x cubed plus x squared minus x minus 1. Final answer in the sense that this is already in the simplest form. Okay?